welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on to today's video. I am so excited and thrilled to be sharing with you guys my labor and delivery story. And I also want to thank all of my subscribers who have been subscribing to my channel. Thank y'all. I see the numbers are going up and I'm really excited about that. It just creates more of a fellowship and a community for me and other families to be a part of. And I just love sharing a little bit of a piece of my story and a little bit of our family with you all. So I just want to say thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Also want to say thank you to those who have been subscribed. Y'all been with me since day one. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all and I love y'all. All right, so let's get into this video. Y'all, I'm really excited to talk about the labor and delivery story because there was so much happening during this time. It was crazy. But first, I just want to acknowledge baby girl. I have to have her on me today because she has just been a little cranky. You know, I say that like lightly, but she's just been having a little bit of a morning. So of course, just having her on me makes it feel a little bit more comfortable, and she is a lot more calmer. So, and I was also very dedicated to getting this video done today. I did not want to wait anymore. I started to want to like really just kind of talk about, you know, what has been going on, where we've been, how's it been going, how the labor went and everything. And I want to share that all with you all. So baby girl's on me. She does really good with sound, so we're cruising right now, okay? So Nora came into the world on June 19th. What a way to come into the world, because I just was like not expecting that. We had went a day over her due date. Her due date was originally June 18th, which was like, oh my gosh, because she came literally a day later. So just to back up a little bit before we even get into the labor part of it, you guys, it took me so much time to dilate. I was trying everything to try to get little mama out. I think that I had a little bit too much of this like plan to want to have her a little bit earlier. They did tell me that in the doctors, in my doctor visits and stuff, that she was measuring a little bit bigger. So that potentially she could come a little earlier. So I think I just thought like, oh, okay, she's gonna come earlier, but it just was a complete difference. Again, I had a plan, but the funniest thing is that God had a plan, and his plan came out way better than I can expect. A lot more perfect, as it always does. But it just showed me during that time that I had wanted to do so. I wanted it a certain way, so I was taking it in my control and wanting it to be a certain way, but God had already had this whole plan for her and I and our family that just was way better. So just a couple of things that I was trying to do. At least about week 38, I really wanted to start trying to progress and kind of get myself dilated a little bit more. You guys, I tried everything. The raspberry leaf tea to soften the cervix. I tried the dates. Okay, eating at least one date was all I could do. So I had to do a lot of smoothies and try to mix it in things because it just tasted a little bit better that way. I couldn't just eat it plain by itself. It was just not for me. But I did try to put it in smoothies. I did try to walk the curb. I mean, I was in my front yard doing everything. I was in my backyard doing laps. I was doing miles, walks, like anything. I would be like, come on, let's go. Let's take my husband out and we'll go for a walk. We did some mall walks, just different things to try to get myself dilated. And it just still kept taking its time. It was progressing so slow. So it was a complete difference between my first pregnancy with my daughter, Leia, and my second pregnancy with baby Nora. It was completely different because the experience was just two different experiences. And I guess, you know, one thing they do say is every baby is different, every pregnancy is different. Your body responds differently. And I really felt like this second time around, having a second baby after 7 years, it felt like it felt like I didn't even go through the first one, okay? Like, it was completely a new pregnancy for me. So it felt like the first time all over again. Just the difference was it just took a little longer. But again, God had his plan, and his plan was so much better than mine. So it really taught me during that time to release control, because I really wanted to take so much control over what was going on in my body. And I was like, she's coming on this day, she's coming on that that day. And it was funny. It was like, honestly, like he was up there having a good laugh because your girl was doing everything to try to get this baby out, and she ended up coming the day after her due date. So I thought that was pretty funny. One thing I did try that really did speed up my contractions a little bit, and this was something that I guess maybe passed down through like family, and I feel like it did work for me, and I feel like it did help speed up my contractions a lot more, was my mom called me when we were having like our final walk, like before I went into the hospital. This was on her due date. So on June 18th, we had went to the mall just to do a walk. My husband had some things to do. I had some things to do to get. And we are there. My mom calls me. She's like, Shay, you need to go get a milkshake. And I'm like, why a milkshake? And at this point, y'all, like this point, I'm like, I'm gonna try it, okay? Because it ain't gonna hurt me. It's not gonna hurt her, but let's just try it. So she's like, well, yeah, your aunt said that she had a milkshake for both her babies, and they came out, she went into contractions, and they came just like that. So I was like, well, say less. Let me go get that milkshake. So I literally went downstairs, and it was so funny because I was in the mall at the time. So I go down there, and I'm already having some contractions already in the mall. They just weren't that bad. They were like very slow, and they were coming like maybe some more hours. So it wasn't progressive at all. It was just like manageable. So I went and got that smoothie. I talked to my mom, went and got that smoothie, and I was like, okay, literally halfway through that smoothie, I started getting full-blown contractions. Like, they weren't as rapid, but they started to come a little bit more progressive than I was in the beginning of the mall, okay, just walking. So I remember getting in the car, like we finally got to the car because the mall was like literally closing on us at this point, because we went later in the day. So I got the smoothie, I'm already starting, I look at my husband, I'm like, whoa, man, I don't know what's in that smoothie, but I'm really having some contractions. So he's like, well, let's go home and let's just get you settled and let's soothe your body. And just like calm you down. So I was like, okay. I'm in the car and I'm like holding on to the thing like in so much pain already. So it already from there felt like this is a different pregnancy, because the experiencing of the contractions and the pain was so much more intense than it was the first time. Like, what? And that is something that they did tell me, that the second time it does get a little bit more intense with the contractions. But y'all, them contractions, oh man, okay, I don't want to scare anybody, but I'm just saying it was a lot different. So we're in the car, we're heading home, and one thing that I like to do to just calm myself down if I'm having contractions is take a bath. So I took a nice hot bath, like a warm bath, and from there I just started to really just do different positions in the tub that just tried to like, okay, let me just relax my body and just open up my muscles and stuff. And so that really did help. I mean, I think I was in that bathtub for like 45 minutes to an hour, to be honest. Like, it was relaxing and it was soothing. After that, it was time to go to the hospital. My contractions started to speed up so much more, so rapid, back to back. And at this point, it had already been like time had went by. So I kind of like stayed at home and like labored a little bit at home, because I didn't want to go back to the hospital and, go in and they checked me and my cervix was I was only like, 2 centimeters dilated. They can't keep you then. So I wanted to do as much as I could do as possible at home. And at this point, I felt like my body was really telling me like, okay, your contractions are speeding up a lot. So I woke my husband up about 2 o'clock. And at this point I was like, listen, it's getting there. It's almost time. And he's like, and I'm like, but let's just stay home as long as possible, see if my water breaks. Y'all, my water never broke, okay? Did not break at home. It was not gonna happen, all right? And thankfully that he was like, by 3 o'clock, we called the doctor. They were like, come in. I was like, get a wheelchair ready, okay? I'm not walking up no stairs. I'm not going on no elevator. Get the wheelchair ready. It's that intense. It's that serious right now. So we called the doctor. We got everything ready. Bags were packed already in the car. So we were out. By the time we got there, I got my wheelchair, but when they got me up there, I was like stripping off everything, and they were like, get you in the bed. I was 5 centimeters dilated, okay? So I did a lot at home. Shout out to the milkshake. It really did help. After, at least I feel like it helped, but I had been 5 centimeters dilated and I was already halfway there. So we got to the hospital. I want to make sure my timing is right too. We got to the hospital at least about, I think about 4, maybe like 3:45, 4 o'clock in the morning. On my birth plan, I just was like, I don't want any epidural. I didn't want epidural. I mean, I had it literally written like 6 times, no epidural. I wanted to do it natural because my first pregnancy basically was natural. The epidural did not kick in until after. So I felt everything and I was like, this is not that bad. Like really, this is bearable. This time around, absolutely not. Okay, they got me into that chair, they got me into that bed, and I looked at her and I said, honey, epidural me up, okay? Epidural, 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 okay? Because it was so intense. Once they got the epidural, the lady came in, and my experience from the first time with the epidural was horrible. And then my second experience, this time around with the epidural was way better. So the first time with my daughter in 2017, I had her, the guy was so impatient. I guess he had so many people that he, had did an epidural on, but he was so impatient. By the time he got to me, he put it in wrong, and then he had to do it again because after a couple minutes, they asked you if you feel anything, and I was like, I can feel everything. Like I was showing them, and I was like, this is what it feels like. Like I can feel you touching me. I can feel all the tests that you're doing. It's not working, and it could have been just because by the time that he gave me the epidural, I had already been fully in labor and ready to push, and at that time it probably just didn't take. But they gave me 2 rounds of epidural in 2017 for my daughter, and it did not kick in until after, which was for me not the best experience because I couldn't hold her as long as I wanted to for my first daughter because my body was so weak. So I literally felt nothing from like almost my arms all the way down, and that felt very uncomfortable. It was just really scary. So and because they gave me 2 doses of epidural, so that was for my daughter for 2017. This time around, a lady came in. She was so amazing. She was so peaceful with it. She talked me through everything that she was doing. She told me what position to stay in, and then she also told me the difference between the 2 medications that she was giving me for the epidural. One is going to kick in super fast within minutes, and you'll feel that pain release, and then the epidural will kick in after. Everything just was so good. It was so peaceful. I couldn't have asked for anything to go a better way than that in that experience. I was grateful enough and privileged enough at that time to go through something like that because the first time was just so intense. So this time around, getting the epidural was a lot better. Another thing that was just really awesome is that I had my doula there. So my best friend is my doula, and she came in and she helped the girl out. My husband was there with me and he did phenomenal. I mean, Caleb was like the best. He was like super dad, super husband because he was very soothing, very calming. We played our praise and worship music, which I loved. In the beginning, I'm gonna be real, in the beginning, your girl was like, turn the music off. We don't need the music on. We can feel Jesus in the room. The presence is already here, okay? We can feel His Holy Spirit. But I had to like take a moment and I was like, you know what, it is soothing me down. So I did listen to the music and it did actually help, but it just took me a minute because y'all, them contractions was real. So by the time after the epidural went in, things did calm down a lot more. I was so much more at peace and calm, and I can talk. I was able to sit up. I was able to even move my body a little bit. They don't want you moving too much with the epidural, but I could move up a little bit. When the doula came in, she was like, sit your body up a little bit and allow the baby to go down a little more, and that did help out. So we progressed, y'all. The doctor was amazing. She was so patient with me. She was so kind. The nurse, she was awesome as well. They just stayed by my side, and honestly, I only had 2 people in the room. So it was just my doctor and my nurse, and as far as any physicians or anything like that, medical staff, they were the only ones that were in the room, and then my husband and my doula. And y'all, it just was so peaceful. So baby girl ended up coming out at 7 o'clock, 7:08 to be exact, and she came out 8 pounds 5 ounces. Okay, 8 pounds. Your girl pushed out an 8-pound baby. I did push for about 40 minutes, so 20 minutes longer than my first. It was definitely a little bit different because pushing for 40 minutes feels like you're pushing for like so long. It feels like a life, like it feels like you're pushing so long. And I was exhausted. So I will say that your girl got exhausted. I was tired at one point, and I was like, just pull her out of me, just get her out. That seemed to be like the joke of everything, because my husband and my best friend, the doula, she was just like, you were like, get her out of me, like pull her out. And I think I was just really tired. Like, you just get to a point where you're just so tired, you're not sure if the pushing that you're doing is even enough. So they were very calm with me. The doctors were so awesome. They were just cheering me on the entire time, telling me how great I was doing and how well I was pushing her. So she came out within 40 minutes. I am blessed and thankful. And she came out at 7 o'clock in the morning, just with the sun up. So it was beautiful. I couldn't have asked for a better timing, a better delivery, and just the people there. I'm so grateful for the staff who was there, for my husband and for my friend to be in the room with me, because it just showed the support system that you really need during this time. So yeah, y'all, that was my delivery story, my labor and delivery story. We are at this moment 4 weeks postpartum. We have been doing a great job lately over here. We do have our hands full because we do have a 7-year-old and we have little mama, and so it has been a little bit busy, but the great thing is that we've been just working it through together as a team and helping each other out as much as we can. I will not say that every day looks perfect. Some days look chaotic than more days. Some days it looks like we literally lived in here and ain't nobody do nothing. Okay, laundry baskets are overflown. Sometimes bed is not made. It's just a lot. It's a little different. And then there are days where we do get it together and we can make up the bed and I can put on a little beat face for a little bit. So yeah, it has been just really us trying to kind of just do what we can, but most of the time it has just been resting and making sure that we are just kind of filling ourselves up as much as we can. I will say that my self-care this time around has been a little bit more imperative for me. So I have been making sure that even if I just do a little bit of light makeup or put my hair up, put little earrings on, a little dress just to wear throughout the house, that has helped me out a lot with just feeling a lot better, just feeling myself. The first 2 weeks, of course, nothing. By the week 3 and week 4, I have been trying to do a little bit more, just kind of getting myself to feel a little bit better and just feel good and just, you know, have a cup of coffee if I can. It has been really hard to have coffee because it does affect the baby and her little belly. So it's a pump and dump session. But just trying to make myself feel a little bit you know, normal, I guess, for my normalcy, what that looks like. So self-care has been really important. Taking a shower, you know, allowing dad to take care of her while I take a shower, that has been so great. Okay, I like my showers. I prefer a bath, but we have not yet. But definitely a shower and just putting on a light face and doing my hair makes a big difference for me. So we have been doing that. And so yeah, it has just been us trying to get through this and just, you know, taking care of ourselves and taking care of everyone else as well. So it's been a journey, but we have been doing a great job on this journey. Again, thank you so much. And to my new subscribers, thank you. Come on back, keep coming. I will be posting some more videos. I actually have a lot of videos to post and I have been editing them. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get those out there as much and I'm gonna try to do them in order because I really want to show you guys some of the things that I have filmed before delivery and just kind of like what I've been doing, how I was trying to maintain everything while pregnant and also kind of like going through that journey. So I definitely want to post those things and then give you guys some updates on how we're doing as a family, what our routines look like, what's going on. So stay tuned to that because I will be posting those videos soon. So yeah, so just want to say thank you all so much. Thank you for tuning into today's video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.